Happy Canada Day, guys. So, what does Canada mean to you? This is a question I think I answered every single year in primary school and in middle school. You would have to write something, a journal entry, make a project on what Canada meant. And for the longest time, you're taught to be proud to be a Canadian, and you're taught that Canada's done amazing things, and we promote freedom. In fact, we don't even fight wars. We send peacekeepers out. You learn all these great things about Canada, but you don't learn about the other side. Because for as many people have that impression, and honestly have that impression, that Canada is a great, fantastic place to live and are celebrating out today, having barbecues, going to the cottage, going to pools, there is an equal, if not greater amount of people to where Canada Day is a reminder of the painful history of their ancestors. It might seem like people are mad for no reason. People are ungrateful to live in a first world country. If you're so happy about this, why not move somewhere else? Well, the easiest way to put it is this. One of the first lessons my parents taught me, specifically my dad, is that you have to own up to your mistakes. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how big the mistake is, you have to own up to it. And as a Canadian, we have made a lot of mistakes, not just abroad, but domestically as well. The way we've treated African Americans in the past, horrible. The way we treat African Americans now, not okay. The way we've treated our Indigenous, our First Nations people, horrible. The history of residential schools, of perverse racism, this is something that we need to address. We can argue all day about what the best way to address it is, whether it's tax subsidies are a method, whether repayment, whether special legislative ability. There's so many different solutions to this, but it all starts with admitting that there is a problem. And I know I've seen a lot of people say, well, what's the point of an empty gesture like that? I don't want the PM to tell me that there's a mistake. I want him to go fix things. Say it. I totally agree with you. But you can't fix that mistake if people refuse to believe that it exists. And that is a huge barrier. Take it from the perspective of you as a kid. When you screw up, when you mess up in front of your parents, you don't want to admit it. Because it's embarrassing, because it places you in the wrong, and it means that you have to do something to fix it. You have to take up the consequences. And that's essentially where we are as a nation. We talk all this good stuff about who we are, but we sweep all the bad under the rug and we ignore it, and we have this yearly celebration of who we are as a country, which is fantastic. But along with that celebration, let's be real with ourselves and let's admit that, hey, we're not always fantastic. And let's say that, and let's acknowledge that to be a country that strives to be the best, we can't just say we're the best. We can't just ride on our laurels. We have to go and we have to fix the mistakes that we've made in the past. And believe me, you can fix these mistakes. You can treat people better. You can acknowledge that we've treated certain people unfairly, and we can change that. And it all starts with us admitting that there is a problem and not just celebrating the country for what it is. So I know today's episode was a little bit different than usual, but it is Canada Day and it's something that I really want to address. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it gets you guys thinking about what it means to live and celebrate this country.